Tell me what reasons you use videos in class, or for what purposes, or in what ways. So to introduce a lesson, right?
Yeah. I'm going to use, because on Sunday, when we start teaching again next Sunday, I'm going to be going over some grammar, which is comparatives. So I've actually looked online, ISL Collective, which is one of the, it was a fantastic video place. And instead of actually creating a video, they've got tons of ones that other people have used. So it's a real kind of collection. People make their own stuff and put it there, and you can pull it out. So I've already found like an interesting video, and I want to use it as for comparatives. I'm not going to use it to introduce comparatives. I'm going to use it at the end of the class, just as like to consolidate the language. So,
how are you going to do that?
well, I just have them. Watch the video, and the video itself has questions embedded into it, and I've already watched it anyway, so I know that it's appropriate for the students because it's Kung Fu Panda. But it's got some nice questions. It's got like sentence reorganization, which is fantastic because they're level 4, and they have those types of questions where they have to, get the sentence in the right order in the MSAT exam. So not only are it's reinforcing comparatives, but it's also giving them on the side, it's giving them some test skills. And I think there's gap fillings, also multiple choice. Again, these are all test skills. So even though we're doing it as a grammar lesson, that last activity using the video is consolidating the language that we've just gone through, and it will also give them some test prep.
Would you describe your lessons mainly as video-based, or are videos used basically as supplementary tools?
Supplementary tools, to be honest with you. In my classes, anyway. Basically, yeah.
Okay. Now, when you want to use videos in class, what rules dictate the way you use videos in class? Any considerations or restrictions that you keep in mind?
So time length, really.
Why?
Well, that's the thing. If I'm asking them to answer questions whilst watching the video, so they can go backwards and forwards as many times as they want. They can, replay and stuff like that. So a 5-minute video could actually end up being twice as long or 3 times as long. And some students will finish quicker than others. I understand that as well. So I want to try and keep the video not as short as possible, but I don't want it to be too laborious, too kind of like, I've still got another 10 minutes to go. No. You still want to keep their interest. So I reckon maximum 5, maybe 6 minutes. Maximum. I've used other videos before when I worked in Korea, to consolidate language and things like that. And I kept that to about 1 or 2 minutes. 1, 2, 3 minutes, really, just as an activity. So.
Other considerations that you keep in mind other than time?
Yes, appropriateness. So there was a topic, one of the topics in the book was to do with transportation, and I just couldn't find anything. It was taking me ages to find something, and then I found one about 10 of the most dangerous roads in the world, right? And I was watching it, this is brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and then it got to Brazil, and the most dangerous road, one of the most dangerous roads in the world. Now, I'd also been writing questions down as I've been watching this, and it got to number 3, and there was this road in Brazil, and it was like this 100 kilometers long, or whatever. It was like a really long road, but it was full of prostitutes. And as soon as that happened, I was like, I can't. That's it. So I'd done all the work from 7 of them, and then it got to this one. And I'm like, damn, I can't use it. Well, I had to scrap the whole video. At the time, ISL Collective has if you use ISL Collective, there's an editing option. So I could have edited that out. That wouldn't have been a problem. I could use the rest of it. It wouldn't have been a problem. But at the time, that wasn't available. That technology wasn't available on ISL Collective. So at the time, I was just getting a YouTube video and then just making a worksheet to go along with it. So I couldn't edit.
On Word? Or?
Yeah, on Word. So I couldn't edit that part of the video out. And there's no way I can show that to the students, no way.
So now if you were to use that again, you would edit it with...
Oh yeah, definitely, I'd edit it out. Oh yeah, definitely. In fact, I did do that. There was another video that I did use, and it was to do with dogs, because one of the topics was about animals, so I really like dogs, so I had dogs, and there was a section where they had like this dog party, like all people were getting together, but they were all drinking alcohol. And I thought, well, that's not very appropriate. So I could edit that part out using the technology for ISL collectors. So that whole section, it was only about a minute and a half long, so I just took it out. I mean, it helped with the timing anyway. So. And
so you mainly use ISL Collective now to create...
I do now, yeah.
Why do you use it? Why not?
Well, because it's really handy dandy, to be honest with you. I mean, you just get the URL from YouTube and you just paste it in, and ISL Collective will find that video, and then the technology will allow you to embed questions and edit whatever you want.
So now you just use that for your videos?
I do, yeah.
Okay. Okay, if I'm a new teacher, what other do's and don'ts would you share with me? So time and appropriateness, other things to keep in mind. So do you play it in class, or do you have students play it on their...
I usually have students play it on their own computers.
Why?
Because they can... There's an argument for the fact that, students should only listen once and blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's... I can never get these the right way around. Mm-hmm. Intensive and extensive listening. Mm-hmm. But there's also an argument, oh my God, which one's the intensive or extensive? Damn it, I can't remember. Anyway. Now I know. Mm-hmm. But my argument is the fact that, like, students should only watch it once because that's what they have in the test. Yeah, sure, okay, but you can still practice that separately. Whereas, okay, if you want them to listen intensively, then it's a good idea to have them actually go back and listen again to particular things. So they do get the chance to learn, because when you listening is how we all learn our first language. That's my argument, and we use... Now I'm going off on a tangent, but I don't really care. Because we only use, in English, about 2,000 words daily. I mean, not daily, but to communicate with everybody effectively, we use about 2,000 words. So those words are being repeated all the time, yeah? And that's how you learn it as a child. So, and then it's like just being able to listen to things like the groupings of words. What you going to do? What are you going to do? Now, we don't teach our students, it's what are you going to do today? But we don't say it like that, it's what are you going to do today? Now, being able to hear that over and over and over again, they're like, oh, that's what that means. Do you see what I mean? So if you just practice just listening one time to something, and then, all right, now we move on to the next thing, that they'll never get the chance to kind of hear the repetitiveness of the language. So things like being able to get a video, sit down by themselves, and be allowed to kind of, I missed that, I want to go back and listen to it again. Yes, do that. I think that's a valuable way to learn English, because they'll hear the different sounds, how they are in a sentence, repeated words, blah, blah, blah. And we can also...
At their own pace.
Yeah, at their own pace.
So when you're using videos in class, what do you expect your students to just watch, and what are their roles in class?
Well, like I said, I've always got questions.
Okay.
I always have questions for them to do.
And do you allow them to work individually, in pairs, or...?
Yeah, I encourage my students to always kind of work together and help each other. I mean, some students prefer to just be on their own. Fine, that's fine by me. I'm happy for students to work in pairs.
Do you allow phones or on their computers?
Really just on the computers.
Okay. And how do your students feel about using videos in this way in your class? How do they react, do you think?
I think that they're okay, especially if it's like an afternoon class, because I can kind of just say to them, let's just relax. Let's just...
using videos?
I hope so. Otherwise I'm not going to bother.
So do you think they know or would like